Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Brand, I am here with Bolja, and we are commentating the entire series of MBC Hero versus Set6 in the Pro League, the Winners League, where the winner goes on to play as many matches as he can before being knocked off by the opposing team. This is the 6th set, and it's been a pretty exciting series so far. A couple of TVTs in the middle there, really ruining what would otherwise be a really exciting series of games. And in this set, we have got the Protoss player Jangbi playing for Set6 on the right versus the Zerg player Saint, who looks like a Muppet or something. He is playing for MBC Hero on the left. And I have to say, I don't know much about Saint. He's pretty much just he's basically a B-teamer Zerg. I don't know, maybe someone's going to like tell me that he's amazing and he got, into the semifinals of an OSL in 2006 or something. But he hasn't been doing anything recently. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, that's all synced. So now let's get to the map. They're playing on Destination, which is a 2-player map, of course. And it looks like we are going to have Jangbi is going to be at top there playing Protoss, and it looks like we're going to have Saint, Zerg towards the bottom of the map. So yeah, Saint the Zerg player, Jangbi the Protoss player, and yeah, this I am actually not sure how the statistics go in PvZ, although I assume it's pretty much going to be a Protoss favored map because those bridges are so hard to cross for the Zerg player. And in the Zerg versus Terran matchup, this map is ridiculously biased towards Terran. Terran have a really hard time losing on this map, and unless your name is Jaedong, I don't really think you're going to beat a Terran player on this map. But this is PvZ, and I think it's going to have a Protoss advantage, and I really favor Jangbi in this matchup.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to the bridge thing, it's really just that, you can't have your Hydras spread out, and so, since they can't get any kind of arc going, they just suck.
Yeah, and they all get grouped up on those bridges, and they get stormed like crazy, and that it looks like a 9-pull coming down here for Saint. So Saint's going to put a little bit of early pressure on. Of course, we see Jangbi put him his pylon there at his expansion, going to go for the Forge Fast Expand. Yeah, there's the Extractor going up, so it's definitely going to be a 9-pull with speed Zerglings for Saint. He's going to try and put some early harass, maybe get a run by on, but I mean, it's a 2-player map, so the probe's in there.
And Jangbi does see this. His probe's here.
Exactly. The probe is there for Jangbi, Bolja, you're right, and all he's going to have to do is just throw down the 2 cannons before Nexus, as opposed to going like Nexus or Gateway first, which he's going to do, and put some probes on his ramp to block, and he should be fine. Now, of course, if he tries to be cocky or stupid and like just not do that for some reason, then he could be in a lot of trouble. And there you see the 3 eggs, of course, building 6 Zerglings, and I don't really see the point really in going for 9-pull here on a 2-player map like this, when your opponent's going to be Forge Fast Expanding, because the Forge Fast Expand is basically made, to defeat the 9-pull build. And there's the 2 cannons going up, those cannons are going to be there in plenty of time, and, the lings are out, but the cannons are going to be warped in by the time they get there. And, Jangbi knows this is coming, and, he's probably just going to chase the probe around now and kill it, as opposed to just going right out, because he's going to run into 2 cannons when he gets there. So, to me, it kind of seems like Saint's put himself in a hole already, and he would have probably been better served by going for a 12 hatch on this map. What do you think, Bolja?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say that they do it just to keep the Protoss honest, to make sure that they do indeed put those 2 cannons down, because I mean, it does slow them down to build those 2 cannons before they do the Nexus.
That's true. Oh, look at that. That's actually pretty clever by Jangbi, although I think that probe is going to die. Oh, no, he does get into the base. He gets the 1 probe chased off and warded off, and brings a 2nd probe down to scout just to be annoying. And I'd be willing to bet that the other probe for Jangbi is going to be turning around pretty soon to come back and scout, although never mind, looks like he's just going to head back to the base and resume his mining activities.
Well, they're going to have a drone off by himself.
I don't know what that drone's thinking. But yeah, here's Jangbi microing that probe around. That's actually really good micro against like 5 speed Zerglings trying to chase that probe down. Okay, it finally goes down. But yeah, at this point, Saints put down his 2nd hatchery. Here comes the 3rd hatchery. So here's my thoughts. Currently, right now, I think we're seeing of a lot of Zerg players be really successful against Protoss, going this super heavy macro mid-game 5 hatchery push with either lurkers or just tons of hydras. Really, any unit combination they want. I think traditionally it's just a big 5 hatch hydra push. But I think that the Protoss players really struggle to defend this, and it looks like that's most likely what Saint's going to be going for right here. And I think a reason they struggle to defend it, to be quite honest with you, is because they always try and go for some Corsair reliant strategy. And as you may or may not know, Corsairs really suck against Hydralisks and Lurkers. They're really good against Mutalisks, they're really good at scouting and killing Overlords and like supporting your shuttle, but against about 500 Hydralisks, like 12 Corsairs and 2 Reavers don't really do a whole lot. And I think that, you know, for the Protoss to be more successful against that build, Jamie's probably going to have to go for a more ground-based army with more Zealots and quicker Storms, maybe a couple of Archons, and some Dragoons in there for support. What are your thoughts, Bolje?
Well, I think the other main reason that it works so well is the way they do it is they, you know, build a ton of Scourge too. Like, they don't bother with other things, but they build, like, you know, a bunch of Hydras and a bunch of Scourge. And then they can take out Corsairs, they can take out dropships. And I mean, the drop, yeah. Like, those are all really good things. I also saw a game that, I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw a game that Collar was commentating where Jaedong actually went Mutalisks and like just destroyed the Corsairs that were up and then just kept going in the air, you know, against common conceptions. So I mean, that's a possible build, but a lot more ballsy. I think, you know, unless you are Jaedong, that I think someone like Saint is much safer going Hydras or Lurkers, like you said.
Absolutely, and we are seeing that build from Saint. There's the 4th and the 5th hatcheries going up. Spire almost done. We're going to see a Hydralisk Den very soon. And you're right in that they do get that Spire up, and they get that Spire to kill Corsairs. And that's why I really do believe, I mean, the Corsair, you know, first, the Stargate first, there's the Hydralisk Den. The Corsair first has been such a staple of, you know, Protoss play, and this is a huge mistake, I think, pushing out with these forces. I don't think he's going to get much done, but we'll see if he's able to affect some damage. But that's been such a staple of Protoss versus Zerg play that I don't think Protoss are willing to go away from it. And really what it comes down to is these five hatcheries are going against the 2 bases of the Protoss player. The Protoss player is pretty much stuck in his base when he goes for this strategy, and it's going to be really difficult for him to amass enough of an army to deal with this if he's spending these resources on, you know, just a bunch of Corsairs that are pretty much just going to scout around and die to Scourge. So we'll see if he goes for a heavy Sereaver build. I mean, he does look like he's going Sereaver, and I really strongly feel that, you know, Saint's not a great player, and Jambi is a great player, so, you know, maybe I could just be totally off base, and you see the Stargate continuing to pump Corsairs. I just really feel that this 5 hatchery build counters Sereaver very well. For a long time, people said that Sereaver was an overpowered.
Look at the Scourge here, waiting for the shuttle to come out.
Yeah, waiting for that shuttle. Yeah, just waiting for it. That's a good play by Saint there too. And people were saying that, you know, that Sereaver is so strong. Well, I really feel that this 5 hatchery build that the modern Zerg have been doing. I think he managed to trap his probe back there. That's not the best if he did. I think he is definitely trapped. This
Maybe he's trying to trick it somehow.
This 5 hatchery build really... Oh, there he goes, chasing after the Scourge. Okay, I don't think they landed. I don't think one landed. But, yeah, this 5 hatchery build...
he built a...
As I'm trying to say, it really counters Sereaver very well.